Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, Ronald the Peculiar One. Let's talk about this 250 million ballroom Trump is adding to the White House. Now, the government is shut down, but yet this is going ahead. Let's go ahead and read some of this. I'll play this. There is no sound to this video, but this will give you an idea. There's no closed caption. I couldn't figure that out. But let's play it. It says the demolition of part of the White House East Wing continues as President Trump aims to build a new ballroom. Here's a breakdown of the White House layout. Three sections. That's the West Ring there. And the East Ring is right there. And part of the East that you just saw is being demolished. That's how big it is. 999 guests. He's saying all the glass is bulletproof. All right, let's keep going. Let's read some of this. And this was on October 22nd. Not too long ago. So, about 8 days ago. Let's go ahead and read this. You can fast forward, rewind, pause, mute me if you want, and read it yourself. This is over on AP. Let's get going on this. Washington, construction started this week on the 250 million ballroom that President Donald Trump is adding to the White House as construction crews began tearing down the East Wing where the new space is being built. 90,000 square foot ballroom with dwarf the main White House itself at nearly double the size, and Trump says it will accommodate 999 people. Trump said on social media that the ballroom won't cost taxpayers a dime because it is being privately funded by many generous patriots, great American companies, and yours truly. Here are some things to know about the newest White House construction project. Why is Trump building a ballroom? Trump says the White House needs a large entertaining space and has complained that the East Room, the current largest space in the White House, is too small, holding about 200 people. He has frowned on the past practice of presidents hosting state dinners and other large events and tents on the South Lawn. And those are pictures of it. And you already saw the video, even though it was muted. I mean, not muted. I don't have an extra sound card, so it would intertwine with my microphone. So it'll just make it worse. And if you watch my earlier videos, you can tell how awful my mic stuff was. Who is paying for the 250 million construction tab? Trump says the project will be paid for with private donations and that no public money will be spent on the ballroom. The White House promised to release information on which individuals and corporations have pledged or donated money and invited some of the donors to East Room dinner last week, but has not released a comprehensive list and breakdown of the funds. Yeah, I was about to say this right here. Some 22 million for the project came from YouTube. A Google subsidiary. As part of a recent settlement for a 2021 lawsuit Trump brought against the company. So YouTube is kissing the president's behind. Basically Google. I'm sure Amazon's in there. I'm sure Microsoft is in there. I'm sure maybe some Facebook wackadoo is in there. The White House also has not said how much of his own money Trump is contributing. Probably got it from the donations for his election. He got a lot of donations to that. Why tear down part of the East Wing to build the ballroom? That's why tear it down. The East Wing is traditionally the social side of the White House and sits across the East Executive Avenue from the Treasury Department. It's where tourists and other guests enter for events. Tourists can easily could be terrorists. That word. I have to be careful when I read that word because I get confused with those two words because they're similar. The president said on July 31st that the White House itself would remain intact as the ballroom was going up. It won't interfere with the current building. He said it will be near it but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of, he says. The White House said some demolition was needed because the East Wing, the traditional home for the First Lady and her staff, is being modernized as part of the ballroom project. Can Trump build a ballroom? Well, he is. He's moving ahead with the construction despite the lack of sign-off from the National Capital Planning Commission, the executive branch agency that has jurisdiction over construction and major innovations to government buildings in the region. Trump named a top White House aide, Will Scarf, to head the commission. Scarf has made a distinction between demolishing work and rebuilding, saying a commission only has jurisdiction over the latter. What happens to the East Room? By Trump's telling, it will become a space where guests will mingle, sip cocktails, and eat whatever that is until they are called into the ballroom for dinner. Trump said a set of windows in the room will be removed to create a passageway to and from the ballroom. What will the new ballroom look like? Rendering release by the White House suggests a strong resemblance to the gilded ballroom at Mar-a-Lago, Trump's private club and home in Palm Beach, Florida. The project also has grown in size since it was announced, going from a commendation of 650 seated guests to holding 999 people, big enough to fit an inauguration if needed, he said at a recent White House dinner for donors. Windows will be bulletproof, he said. I want to tell you something about that word bulletproof. Nothing's bulletproof. It's bullet resistant. Nothing is bulletproof. It's bullet resistant, meaning bullets hit it and it cracks the glass or plastic layers or whatever it is, and it just cracks it. Nothing is bulletproof. It's bullet resistant. Remember that. When will the ballroom be completed? The White House has said the ballroom will be ready for use well before Trump's term ends in January 2029. An ambitious timeline. It'll probably be done quite quickly. I'm assuming 2027 to 2028. They're probably going to get it done quite quickly. I mean, they got enough of those builders, experienced builders. You know what I'm talking about, builders. And it probably won't take very long. And some really bad things are coming. I just want to say this. I can't give you all the information. Some bad things are coming between now and 2028. And I think 2028, it says right here, January 2029 is when his term ends. I think something bad is going to happen before then, probably around 2000 and end of 2000, somewhere in 2000, well, between now 2026 to 2027 and 2028. something so bad is going to happen that there might not be another president. This is just my take, my view, my opinion. You can take it or leave it. I'm just opening your mind, but I don't think I just don't see this as being America much longer because it's kind of not America anymore. I mean, look what they're doing to all of us poor middle class people. We're all illegal if we can't afford anything. Has Trump made other changes to the White House? Yes, he has heavily redecorated the Oval Office by adding numerous portraits, busts, and gold toned adornments, which I think are evil. He converted the Rose Garden into a stone covered patio, installed towering flagpoles on the north and south lawns, and decorated an exterior wall with portraits of every president except his immediate predecessor, Democrat Joe Biden. He didn't put him on there. Trump also said he renovated the bathroom in the famous Lincoln bedroom and the private living quarters and laid down marble floors and a passageway leading to the south lawn. How has construction changed the White House over the years? Presidents have added to the White House since construction began in 1792 for a host of reasons, and Trump aides say his decision to build a ballroom follows that long tradition. Many of their prior projects were criticized as being too costly or too lavish, but eventually came to be accepted, according to the White House Historical Association. Thomas Jefferson added the east and west colonnades. Colon? Andrew Jackson built the north portico on the Pennsylvania Avenue side of the White House, aligning with the south portico with James Monroe. Okay. I'm not going to read all this. I'm just going to skip through some of it. It's almost over, though. Roosevelt added West Wing to provide a dedicated space. Key staff, East Wing, base First Lady staff. Okay. That's a lot. I'm just going to let you read it. I'll just kind of silently read some of it. Balcony. They added a balcony, a second floor. Rose Garden. Convert indoor swimming pool that was built. So it's got an indoor swimming pool, huh? I didn't know that. Did you guys and gals see the indoor swimming pool in the White House? Okay, I'll read the last part. This story has replaced an October 21st story withdrawn by the Associated Press. House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt has saying over the summer that nothing will be torn down in reference to construction starting at the White House on a ballroom and crews tearing down the faculty of the East Wing. Okay. All right, that's it. You can read the rest. I'm not going to read that. You can pause it. I just don't want the video to be too long. So, 2029, January 1st is when the president gets kicked out. So that means he's got 2026, 2027, 2028. He's got about 3 years, if you count it that way. Yeah, about 3 years. 3.5? No. What does that sound like to you? According to the one thing, it was 3 years and 15 days. 18 days was when the devil would be in power. Like God shortened the days. or the very elect won't make it. And what do we got? What's the time frame between now and when the president gets out of office? Do the math on that, people. Do the math on that. So that means if this stuff is all related to the Bible, it begins, or it begins shortly. Just remember that, people, that if you believe in God, you believe in anything related to, well, humans' existence and who created everything, you will come to terms and realize something bad is happening. And I also want to say the data centers are not stopping. They're continuing to build them. They're building them in the UK. They built them in Vietnam. Everywhere in the world. Amazon, Google, Facebook, Creator, and all those other ones, BlackRock. Everything is in. All of them are involved in this. And I did that last video I did, the last news clipping video I did. There was 32, 33 sitting around that table, and you should check that out. Thank you so much for watching. But I just kind of want to share my take of this. Food stamps is going to be shut down, according to everybody that knows about that stuff that's in the government. Says that the funding is out, will run out November 1st. And it's an emergency, but they're not going to use the emergency funds because each state won't get reimbursed if they do put money into the food stamps or SNAP program. Proves that the government don't give a squat about any of us at all. Thank you so much for watching, and like I always say, if you happen to go to anybody's YouTube channel and they're under 1,000 subscribers, please show some love and subscribe to their channel. Also, we'll be putting up the free PC games today as well. Look at my shorts. Look at my posts. Thank you so much for watching this latest news clip of what I wanted to talk about. I talk about random stuff and random serious stuff, and I always add my take on it. You can take it or you can leave it. All right, everybody, you take care of yourselves. Moving on to the next video. Take care.